Carl and Damon here from Games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And it's today made what into a TV series as we are dragging our arse towards the end of Season 1 of Donkey Kong Country. This is episode 24, The Big Chill Out, written by Dale Schott. Interestingly, these notes were some of my earliest I wrote because obviously back when we first started this, we didn't know the difference between the episodes as they were listed and how the episodes were aired. So initially, while we were following how the episodes were aired, we realised, oh shit, we want to do them in order of production and how they were supposed to be aired. So why this one, I think, was at episode 2.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It's actually episode 24. So, yeah, that added some confusion when it comes to looking at the notes. But we begin and it's hot. As DK, Diddy and Candy are suffering. And Diddy... Yeah, I've got that one out there. Diddy suggests they head to the beach to cool off by swimming. Candy refuses to go as she must work. I'm not going to bitch and moan about the job thing again.
Yep.
DK and Diddy are then interrupted by Bluster, who says that Candy isn't interested in a layabout like DK. She's more interested in a hard worker like him. At what fucking point is she proven or suggested that's the case?
Why are you working for, man? We still don't understand. That's the one thing we always said. Why is she the only one who's got a job?
Yeah, why has she got the only one who has to work?
Is she a slave or something? Is she like his
well, because he pays her. So it's not that. But yeah, it's really, really strange. And it constantly suggests there's this bigger ecosystem that we never see on Congo Bongo.
Yeah.
DK is bummed out and wonders if Bluster has a point. Why is this suddenly working? How has Bluster just said, oh, you're a layabout and she's not interested in you? And DK is like, oh yeah, she's right.
Yep.
What? They're interrupted by Cranky, who runs DK down too. And after Cranky's heart, he tries to prove himself by suggesting he can start a business up himself. Cranky tells him that his business is guarding the crystal coconut and then leaves for a few days to collect ingredients for his potions. So that's a fair enough setup.
Then that's his job. So he doesn't need a job. His job is to defend the coconut.
Well, yeah, he's the heir to the throne or whatever, or the king of Congo Bongo or whatever that nonsense is. That's it. Meanwhile, K. Rool and his minions are enjoying the heat wave as they are cold-blooded lizards. So I thought that was an interesting touch.
Yeah, that is kind of,
He tells Clump about his latest plan. He's created a missile that will home in a coconut, snatch it, and then bring it back. And I was like, that is the worst plan you've had to date. Worst plan. I heard missile and was like, finally.
Yep.
He's just going to blow the apes up.
Blow it up, yep.
But nope, it's not that. Back with DK and Diddy, DK wonders if it would have been better if he hadn't found a coconut. And I was like, oh, what? Wait, you found the coconut?
Yeah.
That's a new wrinkle. This is because the coconut promised DK would obviously be ruler one day, and he's been lazing about because of that. So we are arguably tying that into a different element, which is, we have seen this before, where he's become a little bit complacent.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was that Inka Dinka Doo was the one who predicted it.
They confuse themselves with this, don't they? Did he suggest they have lunch but find the fridge empty? Did he suggest they then drink some coconut milk and cracks open one, but what's inside is steaming hot? Did he then makes a snowball out of the ice in the fridge and throws it at DK, but it lands in the drink? And when they drink that, he loves it. And Diddy tries it and he loves it too, which gives them an idea. Yes, it's an idea. Yep. It's song time as Diddy and DK set up a shop selling coconut chills, basically drinks. The song is called On the Road to Success. DK and Diddy's success makes Buster jealous and he decides to get in on the act too. With K. Rool and Clump, the king notices that things are a little quiet in his lair as all his minions seem to have disappeared, aside from a few who are fast asleep. Unsurprisingly, he's pretty angry. He and Clump arrive near the Kong's home and sees one of the minions heading back with a coconut chill drink. They knock it down and K. Rool takes the drink, calling it delicious. So K. Rool orders Clump to get him more and sets about attacking minions as they return and takes their drinks. So I didn't quite find that funny. As they come about with their drinks, he keeps beating them up and taking their drinks.
It's funny, but it's like now's your chance. Donkey Kong is distracted.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But no, he's more interested in the drink now. Yeah. DK and Diddy are back in Cranky's hut with more bananas than they can eat. So apparently they're getting paid in bananas?
Yeah, bananas. Yeah.
Okay. So does Candy get paid in bananas?
Possible, yeah.
Okay. They're feeling quite pleased with the success and DK thinks that Candy will be impressed with him. Bluster then arrives and suggests that he can make the operation more successful. All it takes is a reference about Candy to make DK agree to let Bluster in on the act, and Diddy agrees to 50% cut. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Why would you give him 50?
You wouldn't give him anything. You'd be like, we don't need you. This is successful already.
How can you give him 50 if you got 50 and Diddy's got 50? Then so what?
Well, no, but what it implies that Diddy and DK have 25% each.
Yeah.
Idiots. K. Rool is angry that he has run out, and Clump is bitter that he didn't get any. It gets worse for him too, as the minions are all angry that their drinks were taken and surround K. Rool with baseball bats. I did laugh. It was like, shit, they're actually angry. We've got a mutiny on our hands. It was quite funny.
Yeah.
But K. Rool manages to stop the mutiny by suggesting he can take the last drink back to the lair, analyse the ingredients, and then they can replicate it and have as many as they want. And everyone is pretty happy with the suggestion. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. At K. Rool's lair, the next day, Clump is woken up by K. Rool wanting to find out if he has worked out the ingredients yet. Clump thinks he has and offers up a K. Rool cool, as they're calling it, to the waiting minions. But no one wants to drink it though, so Clump does, and it's gross. K. Rool then comes up with a new plan, changing the missile idea to one that will now collect the drinks instead. Yeah, well, he's obsessed with the drinks now.
Yep.
DK and Diddy are in the jungle, complaining that Bluster is making them work too hard and they're having to collect too many coconuts for the drinks. You brought it on yourself, guys. Yep. I got no sympathy.
Nope.
This prompts DK to pull out a trumpet, signaling the next song called Over the Hill. Where the fuck did he get a trumpet from? A bluesy number that has the visuals becoming old school and grainy as well, which was really unusual.
Yeah.
DK and Diddy return to Bluster with the coconuts. They are hungry now and want bananas, but he sold them all to Eddie the Yeti to get more ice, so they can make more drinks and get more bananas. So this ecosystem is getting messed up quite severely.
Yeah, definitely.
We then see Eddie sending a massive snowball over to Bluster. It lands on DK and Diddy, who are beginning to regret their decision to involve Bluster. In the factory, everyone, which includes Candy, is working non-stop to get coconut chills sent out. So the barrel factory is shut down and it's now about the drinks.
Yep.
The day is over and DK tries to woo Candy by suggesting they go for a swim together. She refuses though, calling him nothing more than a Bluster clone, leaving DK to get confused, so she's not impressed by the business side of his behaviour now. Diddy then comes along and complains about all the work. Cranky then comes along and has a go at DK for not looking after the crystal coconut. DK says that he took it with him for safekeeping, but shock, it's now gone missing. DK does find it under a conveyor belt, but Cranky falls into a barrel and gets sealed up and sent for transport on a rocket that leaves with him aboard. The hijinks, The hijinks. K. Rool and his minions have finished the missile and he sends it to intercept the rocket full of coconut chill. The one that has Cranky inside, though, or the one that DK is currently pursuing. K. Rool manages to snag the supply rocket and drop the barrels into a waiting train as DK arrives to get aboard. As the train heads into K. Rool's lair, DK smashes his way through the barrels to rescue Cranky and they jump off the train. Of course, the train arrives to K. Rool and his minions with everything destroyed aboard and the drinks melting. And this causes panic as everyone desperately tries to get a drink. So it's like addictive, man.
Yeah,
it's clearly quite addictive.
Yeah, definitely.
We then see Bluster having to go at DK and Diddy and telling them that they'll have to work harder to make up for the lost shipment. So, having had enough, they decide to leave and trick Bluster into buying their share of the business for 2 bananas. To be fair, they don't want the business anymore, so it's just about getting it in his hands. He laughs at them, thinking he has won, but right then the weather changes, because of course this drink would only be popular in warm weather.
Yep.
And a cold breeze comes in, and it looks like no one wants the drinks now. Yeah, because of course, in cold weather you tend to not want, summery, cool drinks. Bluster is then hit by another delivery from Eddie the Yeti before he gets a call from Mumsy, who orders him to sell the business. So every so often you get Mumsy calling him. Yeah. The episode ends with DK being told by Cranky that it's an honour to be tasked with guarding the crystal coconut, alongside some insults. Candy then points out that DK doesn't have to be a big shot to impress her and that he is her coconut. Chill. Gross.
Yeah, gross, but I suppose it's nice the fact that for once she's actually saying that, where literally for every episode she's a bit of a bitch to him. Really.
Yeah, she can be a right dick about it. Yeah. They go to kiss, but Cranky's declaration that the crystal coconut will be safe for a week stops Candy. It seems as though K. Rool and his lot have made themselves too cold drinking all the coconut chill, so they've kind of paralysed themselves because being cold-blooded. You do forget about that in the episode, but that is an important point to it. Yeah, this one's all right. There's nothing really spectacular about it. I like the business idea of it. I thought it was kind of fun and that. It's a shame that it kind of came... Like, they kept bringing in Crystal Coconut into it. Had it just been based around the drink, I think it would have been just like, oh, nice to have that break.
It's got a nice basis for the episode, but I think overall it's like a bit of a mess because there's too much going on. Like I said, there is no need for the coconut in this one at all.
There's also an argument to say there's no need for K. Rool.
Yeah.
And that this could have just been about Donkey Kong and Diddy getting frustrated about the workload and not wanting to work with Bluster, and that instead have been the story. And Candy then like realising or pointing out to DK that what he's doing is not what she wants either. So there's a lot of that. There's an argument. Yeah, a lot of this probably didn't need to be done. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, good point. Episode 24, the big chill out. You got any thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?